Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Glass City Podcast here at the CMB Production Studios. It is I, Cowboy Mark, bringing you some more entertainment. And today, behind me, well, as you can see, we got a group of guys, a good-looking group of guys, if you ask me. We won't go there, but we have G-String Jettison. And they're going to give us a little info on themselves, tell us maybe a little bit how they got together. The one behind me on my left, Brian, I've known this young man for a little bit of time now, gotten a chance to work with him. Haven't had a chance to work too much with the other gentleman, but today changes that. Right. We're going to fix that problem. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start with you, young man. What your name and what do you do?
I'm Zab.
Zab?
Zab, Z-A-B. I play the guitar, write some music, sing backups.
And you came straight from Zeppelin, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Now I've been playing in bands for decades. And
you don't look that old.
yeah, first band was 78, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just so everyone knows, the question is it? And yes, it's real. And it's fabulous.
So
and you can touch it at our gigs if you want to.
Well, I'm not going to.
Usually women come up and ask.
Maybe we'll find somebody that can do that for you. And
Kate Beckinsale would be good.
there you go. There you go. You're gonna dream
your pants too.
Yeah.
if you're gonna dream big, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Maybe she'll be watching later.
You never know. This does go worldwide. I've got viewers from the UK that tune in. So,
Awesome. Cool.
You know, and that we started it for promoting the local area bands like you guys. You're what, Napoleon area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, local enough for me, you know. But it goes worldwide. So,
Cool.
you know, maybe we can tag her. You know,
Then you.
you know that is a possibility. Anything's possible. All right. Well, you're not very outspoken yet. We'll get you loosened up here.
I'm Mike. I'm the bass player. And
Go bass players.
Yes,
anyhow.
and the best one in the band. But
Wow,
that's just everybody's opinion, not just mine.
That didn't take long to.
The best bass player in the band?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly where I was going with
I'd
that.
agree with that, yeah.
But I've been playing for a little while. I didn't actually pick up an instrument till my mid-30s, and since then, played hard, played a lot, went to school, made it a lifestyle, and here I am with these awesome guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, music wasn't integral early on. It was there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I was a very avid listener for most of my life.
Okay.
I loved music. I grew up with plenty of classic rock. I grew up on Queen and Styx and all of the great stuff back then. And I loved music. It was an integral part of my life, but never actually picked up an instrument until my mid-30s. I had kids young, so, you know, you got to do what you got to do to take care of them. And
Yes, sir.
once they're grown, then it was time for me. And,
The next kid in line.
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Ask my wife. She'll tell you.
All right.
My name's Aaron. I'm the drummer, the baby of the group.
I was going to say, you look to be a little bit on the younger side compared to your bandmates here.
Yeah,
Watch it.
I'm 31, but yeah, I started playing with these guys. Let's see, when did we put the band together? About a year ago, year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been playing since 6th grade, so about 21 years now that I've been playing drums. Yeah, I don't know. What else you want to know?
Whatever else you want to tell us. All right, how did you meet these guys? Let's go that route.
I worked at Music Around with Mike.
Yeah.
Which I don't work there anymore, unfortunately, but I do still teach there. So I still teach lessons and stuff there. But so yeah, sort of. I'm in there a lot.
I was actually at work one day. We were looking for a drummer, and I walked up there and I said, "Hey, you don't happen to know anybody that would be interested in working in this rock band, would you?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do know somebody. I think I'd be interested in that."
And Mike was like, "No, seriously."
No, we need somebody good though.
You're a cute kid, but.
Well, my oldest adopted is older than you, so we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll leave it at that, all right? We won't go any farther. All right, and the young man behind me, Mr. Brian.
I'm Brian.
Yeah.
I'm the singer, ringleader on stage of this circus.
Yeah.
I've been doing music for a little over 30 years now. Started in Detroit when I was 18. And
Oh, you're a Detroit native.
yes.
Oh,
born and
wow.
raised.
That I did not know. See, you learn
Yep.
something new every day.
Yeah,
Right.
I lived in Detroit until 2010 is when I moved down here.
Oh, wow.
And,
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you've met my wife, so
Yes, yes.
she's a native of Napoleon.
Oh, okay.
When
So
we found out we were having a kid, she wanted to come back home.
I can't really. There's nothing wrong with that. You've
No.
got friends, family, and everybody else.
Yeah, took me away from all my friends and family, but whatever. You know.
Right.
But, yeah, I kind of searched
We'll
around.
bleep that part out later. That way, when she
Yeah,
watches
right.
it, I have full editing capabilities.
I searched around for a little while looking for bands. And
Mhm.
I was with a group of guys for a bit, and all we did was rehearsed in the studio for a year,
Oh wow!
and that kind of fell through. And then I hooked up with another band for a while. I
Right,
was with them
right.
for 4 years ish.
Yeah.
And after a time, things get stale,
Yep. Yep.
and things need to change. And I decided I was done with music. I just bought a new house,
Ah,
so I
yeah.
figured I was going to be working on this 150-year-old farmhouse full time. And actually, how I hooked up with these guys is Mike and Zab's drummer is a mutual friend. We were talking on the phone.
Old
and,
drummer.
Your old drummer, yeah. And
Oh, I don't like any of you guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're not friends.
You're okay, right?
we talked quite a bit, you know.
Mhm.
We'd always ask how the bands were doing. And,
Right. Right.
I said, well, actually, I'm doing my last show pretty soon with my band. And he says, oh, interesting, because our band is breaking up. So he said, well, I'll have to let Zab know what's going on. And I was like,
Right.
yeah, whatever. You know, because like I said, I was pretty much done with music. If I sang another note again or not, I didn't care.
That's
Yeah.
heart-wrenching.
Right.
Well, no,
Come in-
and it's-
yeah, but I-
When, as you know, in music, you never say never.
Right. Oh yeah.
Justin Bieber said that.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah,
You,
he's got a song.
he is your favorite
Never
artist,
say
right?
never.
Watch it. Your worldwide cool points are going down.
The viewership just dropped, man. It just plummeted.
I thought these guys were going to be cool.
So we got together and talked,
Hmm.
and a few months later, we decided to throw something together, and here it is.
Here it is.
Awesome. So you guys are basically, except maybe you, from different bands throughout the years, because you didn't mention anything else about playing in other bands.
Oh yeah, I've been playing.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing since I was in high school. Yeah, playing with different bands around town and around Toledo and stuff. Yeah.
Any that we know?
I also right now play with the Buzz Anderson Project.
You were there last Friday.
Probably.
Was it-
Yeah, I was. If I don't know, I can't remember where we played, but.
I try not to say too much, but it was Sneaky Pete's. I think it was last Friday or
Yes.
last Friday.
Yeah.
Last Friday night, because the wife and I stopped in with some of our friends.
Yep. Yeah, we played Sneaky Pete's. Yep.
I used to. I used to be there a lot. As a DJ, actually, not so much as a musician, but.
But yeah, I
So-
played with a lot of people. I've done a lot of like pickup work too, where
Right.
somebody needs a drummer, so they'll call me and I'll come in and play.
I'll remember that. But so this whole project, the name. Okay, let's just go cut right to the chase.
One of my favorite stories.
He and I talked about this on our way to Mike's house this morning, actually. So
And you guys knew I was going to ask, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You had a feeling.
absolutely, everybody does.
How did this come about?
I came up with the name, and it was a couple reasons. Number one, sex sells. So I wanted to have something that was something like that. And then to me, it's really funny because you take something like taking a G-string off
Mhm.
and ruining it with a military term. So the jettisoning a G-string, you know, and so I doubt if anybody's ever said, "Hey, baby, how about jettisoning that G-string?" You know, it was a stupid name, but people remember it.
That's the key. Something catchy, quick.
You know? And they may not even remember the jettison name. A friend of mine, Kevin, who was in the military, called me up. He was like, "Where'd you get this name? It's perfect." Because he knew what it meant. But
Right.
a lot of people just remember the G-string part. But that was the goal, to have something that. But I have to tell a story because we were talking about this earlier too. before the band formed, when we were first talking about it, he was already quitting. I think he did your last. Did you do your
I
last
had
show?
done
by
my
then?
last show.
He'd
yeah.
done his last show, and I think we did our last show too. I think it's or maybe not. Maybe we still hadn't.
Yeah, because they were consecutive nights that we actually.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
did our
yeah.
last
So
shows
we were
together.
done. We were each done with our bands, and so we had started talking, and then he came over to my house one night, and we're talking, and he's like, "So do you have a name for this band?" And I told him. His face, like trying to smile. He's like, "Well, I have a name too that I thought." And I was like, "No, we have to have this name." And I was looking for a name that didn't sound like a local band name too.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And it's easy to enunciate, and like some of the bands I've been with, it was A.G. Carinae, and nobody got it right. And what A.G. Carinae is another solar system with a sun out there, way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And one of our albums was a space rock album.
Cool.
We produced 3 when we were A.G. Carinae, and self-produced in our own studio and stuff like that. So nobody remembered the name. Now, we didn't sell squat for music here, but we actually sold copies overseas.
Oh, nice.
It's huge. It's huge overseas. So it's a great name. And the name of the band that I'm currently with, we're Musical Mayhem.
Okay.
We've got 4 different people in the band now, and all of us have different backgrounds in different types of music. So it's a mosh pit of music at times. It's a lot of fun. So I love the name. And you're right. It's something people are going to remember. The G-string part.
Yeah.
Well, it's
The,
funny.
the only bad thing is, I think, when you hear G-string, you're expecting to see strippers on stage. So we
That
need to
question
we
comes
could do
up
that.
quite-
you got to get a pole and
Yeah.
We're pretty savvy. We can,
You're pretty
we can make that happen. It gives us an opportunity, however, to hang G strings all over our stage on the mic set, on the mic stands, but we have G strings hanging all over the place as we play.
that would work.
Yeah.
And then I have
We
a-
encourage fresh ones to be tossed out.
Not
but-
ones that are a few days old.
Preferably
maybe.
not
Right,
used.
right.
and then I have a pink My Little Pony on my stage monitor for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was a gift
it's the
from Janet.
mascot. Yeah.
That
Oh,
was a
there
gift
you
from Janet.
go. We did have a
Janet.
young lady
Janet.
Yeah.
pop in. Everybody say hello to Miss Morgan James, and she wants to know.
Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
She wants to know if you're all having a good Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Hanging out here at Glass City Podcast. How can we not be having a good time?
You're hanging out with me. There's always a better time somewhere. I'm not ashamed to say stuff like that. This is what I do. Been an entertainer of sorts throughout the years, so this was something that had been talked about 6 years ago with me and some of my other fellow DJs, and I'm the only idiot that made it happen.
Nice.
But I'm glad I did. And this is why, getting people to meet you guys even before you hit the stage. Getting to know you a little bit, getting to see what you're like, a little bit of your history, and things like that. And that's what I want to do. I may play in a band, but I want to promote anybody and everybody. And Brian knows this.
Yes,
I
absolutely,
I've worked with, like I said, off and on over the last couple of years. I think it's been 3 years, maybe.
Nice.
Probably 3 or 4 because it's
Closer to 3 or
I would say
Okay.
because there was I think the first time was one of the
Papa-Paloozas.
Papa-Paloozas.
Yes, I ran sound.
Yep. Which I think one of them, or actually, their former band played a couple of them also.
Yeah. Double Tap.
I was there for that.
Yep. Yep. So that's where Zab and I came from. I met him
Okay.
when I joined Double Tap. And,
Gotcha.
we decided to do this project together, pick up these guys.
Yeah. So when it comes to putting your music together, how do you guys go about it? Is it something when you come into the rehearsal room and say, "Hey, I heard it. I think something that would fit what we do."
We all do that. It's like
Yeah.
that's why
It's
I said I like
collective.
this band
Yeah.
so much because I've been in other bands where we generally agreed on stuff, but this one anybody can bring in anything and say, "Hey, I want to do this song," and it's like, okay. And probably the weirdest one was "Living La Vida Loca" because he's like, "I can't believe I'm singing this song," but we do it differently.
You make it your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and at first it may be I don't know, but yeah, we all just kind of bring in something. You brought in Zeppelin, Dire Maker.
Dire Maker.
Dire Maker and Boll Weevil.
Boll
Yeah.
Weevil.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ben
Wow.
Caught Stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were good ones. We
all the '90s tunes.
Right.
Gee, I wonder why. Let's figure about this.
But yeah, and no, unless somebody really hates a song.
Yeah.
Even if
Excuse me.
everyone else enjoys playing it.
So it basically.
What was that one?
She's a beauty.
She's a,
beauty.
yeah.
Mike came to
I
me
just-
one night at a rehearsal. We were practicing, and he comes and goes, "God, I just don't know why I hate
I
this song."
hate playing that song.
Yeah.
So we ended up dropping it.
Man,
But
that's-
yeah, it's a really, really very mutual thing.
But that's good then.
Yeah.
That keeps everything flowing smooth, and,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
the learning curve then it's a lot easier because you're all in.
And I think
In
it makes
sync.
it makes me a better guitar player because I will pick and choose. And I learned this from, not that I know him personally, but Jimmy Page,
Mhm.
who he would lay down 4 or 5 tracks. And then when he played live, he would play what's prominent at the time. And so me as a guitar player, we do songs that have keyboards in them that I'll play the keyboard part, like that Journey tune. I play the keyboard part
Right.
at the end
Mhm.
on my guitar. So, because that's the prominent part in that song.
Right. I know how you guys with that because we just added a keyboard player, so
Nice.
so we could expand. And one of the new things we were working on yesterday is cashmere.
Oh, yeah.
We do that.
We actually
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that one
You
too.
guys do that one?
Yeah.
So but now we have the keys, so we plug in the orchestra and,
Mhm.
and things like
Nice.
that, and it sounds a lot fuller that way.
Sure.
We had Miss Mary G come in. Miss Mary G's one that's been following the show since day one. So,
Good.
hi, Miss Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Good
Hi.
to see you. So, what oddball things are you guys working on that you can maybe don't want to say, but do kind of want to get out there? New songs that may surprise your listening crowd. You got anything up your sleeve?
There's not a lot new, but our set list is pretty, I guess, widespread would be a good word to use.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
cover
for sure.
anything from the Beatles to Sublime to a lot of the 80s songs, and
We try and do songs
Ozzy.
that the other bands don't do, though.
Yeah.
That's our philosophy.
for the most part,
Like
yeah.
Beatles, we do "Lucy in the Sky."
Great tune.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Great tune.
every single place we play it, people love that
Yeah.
song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole place starts singing.
Yeah.
You love it. Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want that involvement. You want
Right,
you want
right.
to get out there and get them. And you don't want to just entertain them. You want them to entertain you in a way because,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, that's what drives me even harder.
Feeds
It-
back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
that's
get that
the-
positive feedback.
Yeah, that
then,
feedback is
yeah.
awesome. And so nothing new per se up the pipe, but
mean, we-
There's some originals that
Yeah, some original.
Okay, there we
that
go.
we're trying to work in a little bit at a time.
More and more. Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
we have a couple originals that are consistent in our set, and we have
Okay.
a few others that we want to kind of, I guess, work out the kinks a little bit more, and then
Yeah.
introduce those into the sets also.
okay.
A lot of the places we've been playing lately, it's been a 3-hour set or a 3-hour night, so we'll do a couple hour and 15-minute sets.
Right.
And it's hard to get everything in,
Right.
as you know. So
Oh yeah.
depending on where you are, we're basically introducing ourselves to new people every time we play. So we try and stick with songs that the people will know, and then add a couple of ours in, and then as we go along, we'll start
The
slipping
adding
hummable
more.
more.
Slipping a
the
few more
hummable
in.
ones of ours.
Yeah.
Because some
Yeah.
of them
Mm.
are strange.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they
yeah.
are.
Yeah, but
They're
I
really
have found
cool,
some
though.
of the strange ones are the ones that people like the most
Yeah.
because
Some,
Yeah.
sometimes.
it's something they haven't heard.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And we found that out like
Zab's been our songwriter so far with all our originals, and he's got some really great ideas in his head, and he's come up with some really cool tunes. Whether he thinks they're weird or not, they're really, really cool.
Yeah.
They're definitely, they're interesting songs, and they're not always that straight ahead kind of song where you can,
mhm.
it's got more of that,
Yeah, like the one I sent you that you ignored me.
Uh-oh. It comes out
We were
live.
still in our band, and I was like, "Hey, I'm working on a recording. How about checking this out? See if you want to sing it."
it was an intimidating
Nothing.
song. I'll tell you that it was.
Oh, wow.
It was
Yeah, there's a lot.
and
of,
I was on vacation at the time, so
a lot of time
It's probably
changes in it, but it.
had a few beers.
I like that song a lot because it sounds like it's in 4/4.
But you're
you
going-
actually go to
That.
play it. It's like, whoa.
So you're throwing in 3/4, 6/8
Uh,
timing,
most of the songs in 7/4.
7/4. Okay.
But the bridge goes back and forth from 5 to 6,
Oh wow.
and then it flips at the end of the bridge, and then the chorus is 7, 7, 4, and 6. But it doesn't sound. See, it sounds like it'd be this
Yeah.
bizarre sounding thing, but you can tap your foot to it, and it sounds like it's 4/4.
I'm not looking forward to that
I was
one.
gonna say,
Being the drummer. You see
being
now,
the consummate professional that he is, when I first listened to it, he came to me and went, "What is going on with this song?"
See,
But
now-
doesn't it sound like a normal song though? I mean,
Yeah,
you just
yeah, it
listen
does,
to
yeah.
It all meshes together.
I have just the opposite problem. Our drummer loves doing that to us. He,
Intentionally or unintentionally?
Yes,
Okay.
intentionally. No, he will intentionally change. Right in the middle of it, we'll be rehearsing a song, and he'll purposely change. You know, he'll do a roll, and next thing it's like, all right, who's keeping up with the
Wait.
vocal? You know, where are we supposed to be now? And he'll do it purposely. But as a band, then we've learned to adjust, and if something happens, being able to switch things like that
Oh yeah.
is actually.
Oh, we do that all the time because he's either messing up or I'm messing up. Starting in the wrong key or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so
You know,
we're on
it's not
fly
uncommon
all
for
the
Brian
time.
and I always
Never
nail
us.
it
We're
every
always
time.
You guys, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
not
why we haven't
uncommon.
started paying them yet for gigs. It's just
Right.
Brian and
Now
I.
the
It's all
truth
just-
comes out.
We were playing somewhere and he forgot the lyrics to the second verse of a song that I wrote. So he comes over, he's like, "What are the lyrics?" I'm like, "I don't know."
It's your song. I know.
I wrote them one time. That's it.
But, then you
But that's
rehearsed
cool.
and recorded them.
That's
and-
true. Yeah.
So, where are you guys gonna take yourselves to? I mean, were you gonna stay local, or are you gonna maybe play up in Detroit?
Oh,
or-
absolutely in Detroit. I've got
And-
a lot of family and friends that are pushing a lot of the bars to get us up there. The problem is even when you come from bands that were fairly well known,
Mm-hmm.
when you throw something like this together, you're basically like an unknown entity again.
True.
So you get
You got to start over.
you get a lot
Right.
of hesitation from a lot of
Mm.
club owners.
People's taste
Well,
change.
when you guys get a chance to see it, the interview I had with Tim last week, Tim Stahl from Papa's Tavern,
Yeah.
we brought that up. It's the fact that a lot of the new bands, the clubs and bars don't want to touch because they don't know them.
Right.
And that's what I'm hoping to do here is, you know, you can send them a link and, you know, and say, hey, why don't you just check it, you know, and
Yeah.
see how we are.
Right.
And eventually we'll have the band room set up to where we'll be able to play live.
Cool.
You know, I'll have the studio, like I said, the studio will be in another area, so I'll be enclosed and I'll have the feeds and everything. Basically taking it from, like I said before, Jeff Lamb, who had the Man Cave.
Yep.
I want to do that and then expand.
Nice.
I want to get
Cool.
push it out there even more. And I think it's a great, personally, I think it's a great concept. It wasn't my original idea. I'm not going to lie. This whole thing was actually brought up by one of our drunk DJ friends.
Where some of the best ideas come from.
And but getting into a new band myself after playing with a band for almost 20 years, I was with the other band, and it's hard to start, you know, and that's why I want to help, even though I'm still knocking on the same doors.
Right.
Right.
It may seem like competition, but it's not,
No.
because even though you play the same genre, you may be playing different songs of that, and then we're complementing it maybe the next week if we follow you guys or something like that with the same genre but a whole different
Little
set list of
different,
music.
I've noticed that every band, even if, like you say, it's the same genre, every band will bring something different
Right.
to the table. You know, so some bands will play their main thing will be like the hard rock,
Right.
whatnot. You have other bands that'll play just basically 70s rock, and you have some
Yep.
bands that cover a little bit of everything. So,
And for us, we play anything from 50s and 60s on through current.
mhm.
And we mix it up, and it's country. We even asked one of, oh, I can hear the kids upstairs. That's the problem about being in a home studio. Is everything's going on. Doing Baja Men, Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
happens
yeah.
to be my son's favorite song, and the drummer brought it up, and it's like, all right, why not? Let's try it. So
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to be in the set list. We still got to work out. I can't sing that fast. I know you can. I know you can spit them out, but I can't.
Well, that's
And,
part of the fun is when you bring in stuff that, you know, people don't necessarily expect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know coming from where I came from, and even with these guys, when they see some of the stuff we do together, you
like-
kind of you get a surprised look.
Good, but that's a good thing.
We pull
Yeah.
out a
Yeah.
tune like we were at a rehearsal, it was early on, and Mike started messing with the bass line, and it was Rio from Duran Duran.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So that's one of the bigger songs that we do every night. You know, it gets people
One of those
moving
hidden
and,
gems. People don't.
Well,
they
it's-
don't know that they like it until they hear it again,
It-
and they go, "Oh, I remember that from when I was a kid." Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. It's kind of like, what the hell? To, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people get up, and even if they're sitting at a table, you see them moving around and dancing, tapping their feet and everything, and
Yep.
singing along. So that's the fun part, is when you see someone that's maybe sitting, but they're still.
They're
Into it.
really getting into it.
Yeah.
That's when, well, I guess we need a leash for each other. We don't spend a lot of time on stage.
And
Brian
there's
and
a
I-
problem how?
There
is.
I go wireless too. So
Yeah, we wander throughout our venue, and we'll dance with kids or ladies, or heck, I'll dance with guys. I don't care. Come out and have a good time
Right,
with us.
exactly.
I'm all about entertaining and having fun with everybody that's there. So yeah, we normally have a stage. My wife takes an awful lot of our video and pictures.
Okay.
She complains half the time, I only get 2 of you guys on stage because you 2 are off somewhere gallivanting.
It's
But that's not
it's
a
a different
bad
show
thing.
every time, because you never know if you're going to get Mike's backup vocals or not, because he's nowhere near his microphone.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that-
whether I can run up to the stage in time to.
Now I can see the slight dilemma there. So who covers his vocals when he's not up there?
No one.
No one.
we do a lot of everybody singing at the same time, so if he's not there, it's just
Yeah.
it's a
Well, that's
nuisance.
One
But-
voice gone.
He's pretty good about getting back
I
up.
had tried the wireless headset mic, but I find that as I'm out walking and playing, that I'll hold a conversation with somebody,
And everybody's
and now
hearing
it's
it.
over the PA, and I still miss my backup parts.
Well, you see, and now that's the type of show that I enjoyed. I've been doing that myself for
Yeah.
years. As soon as I got my first wireless, I was in a band called Man About Town, and our lead vocalist that we had on occasion was a female. And the first time I went off stage when she joined us, she threw a fit. Well, that's not very professional. And Fred Puchetti, who is the one that ran the band, looked at her and said, that's him, get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but she wasn't used to that with them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were rooted. And, lately, though, when I've been playing Papa's, I've been tethered because my wireless, for some reason, does not like their lights.
Oh.
My wireless system for my bass. And so I've unfortunately been tethered, but it happens. And I like the fact that you guys, and I know you do.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's-
why when I run sound for the bigger shows, when I bring my wireless mics.
Yeah.
That way you can
Yeah.
go.
That's
Entertain.
the one reason why I got into getting my own, is because when I was in Detroit, I was a bass player and a vocalist,
Mm,
and I felt shackled to the microphone
right.
because it was right there, and I had to sing. I was the lead vocalist, so I had to be there, and I didn't want to be that way anymore. So I wanted to free reign.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about our drummer uses a Shure headset, wireless, but before we got our keyboard player, he was playing the drums. He played the keyboards while playing the drums. And then if you look around the corner, we've been incorporating, he plays banjo. a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Oh, he played the drummer.
Yeah. The drummer is more talented than I am by far. And I actually started playing music long before him. And but he plays a little bit of everything. We've got harmonicas that are up there that we're gonna maybe incorporate, maybe do a little classic Tom Petty or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Nice.
Yeah.
so, and what about you guys? Do you play anything but drums? I mean, do you?
Yeah, I actually have my doctorate in classical percussion.
How do you feel about that, big man?
Hey,
A doctorate. Wow.
Yeah, I did my undergrad at the University of Toledo and then a master's and doctorate at the University of Iowa. So I actually teach at UT and at Owens. I teach music.
Okay,
at
but do you
UT.
play guitar or bass or anything?
No. I only play the good stuff. I only play
No,
percussion.
whoa, wait a minute.
But no, yeah, I play. The weirdest
okay.
one is that the weirdest one is I play steel pan, steel drums. Like Jamaican.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're Jamaican, but they're Trinidadian. But yeah, I play steel drums, and I lead the steel band at the University of Toledo.
How about incorporating that into the?
They
We
wanted me
We
to
talked about it.
They wanted me to play
that's-
Flight of the
that's-
Bumblebee on that at the because I did a video a long time ago of me playing Flight of the Bumblebee on
You'll
that.
have to send it to me. I'm going to
And,
put it on the show.
Yeah, I'll throw it
Send
your
me a
way.
video clip, and I will put it out there with.
well, yeah. Well, this is the thing about this
That's hard
band.
though. I don't.
Yeah, it is.
You have a doctor.
Right. Yeah.
Mike has gone to school for music.
I have. Yeah.
He plays
Zab-
piano and
Yeah.
guitar and
Yeah.
ukulele. And
Zab has, you got what, an Emmy, was it, for composing?
two of them actually.
Two
Oh,
Emmys
wow.
for
One
composing.
for
Yeah.
one for engineering, one for composition.
And then there's me.
You're like me then.
Yeah.
We're
pretty much.
just kind of here.
Yeah.
Here's our band, fella, and here.
Well, because when Zab first called me about joining the band, and he still laughs about this too, I said, so is this like an audition for the band or what? He's like,
And
"No,
I had
you-"
already seen him a bunch.
He's like, no, you've got the gig. He goes, I've seen what you can do.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, okay. Because I remember talking to my buddy at work about it. I said, well, this band, talking to me, I think it's an audition. I don't know what's going on. So,
Because we talked, didn't we, about him coming?
Oh yeah.
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 But see, that just shows the passion you put into what you do, and they're hearing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, with the experience they have, they know, yeah, this is what we need to keep this project going.
Well, between what we'd all done in the past, we've seen each other's bands numerous times. Whether we were on the same bill at a show or
Right.
just going to hang out and watch the others play.
Yeah.
So, we knew what
You
each
knew what to
other was
expect.
about. Yeah, we knew what was going on.
And I'm not that lucky. The drummer that I'm jamming with, him and I have been friends since grade school, and we've played in the band together for 20 years. But on the good side is if he does a little, misses something, I'm right there, and he can pick up where I'm at. If I miss, he's there. He covers it. So, and he'll go into a certain role. He'll be ready to end a song. I'll hear it even before
Oh,
he
yeah.
almost does it.
Yeah.
It's and have you guys built up that type of to where no matter what's going on, if something happens, you know how to get out of maybe a situation?
And,
We're
and
getting
90,
there.
and 90% of the time we can do it with just a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look
Yeah.
around
Okay.
and we can kind of get on the same page. There are still times when the freight train rolls off the rails, but
It's going to.
happen. It's a live show. you know?
I have been to huge concerts and seen it happen
Yeah.
with well-known
Oh, yeah.
artists.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
for any of us to do it, and I'm never ashamed.
Yeah. We have a fairly intimate practice space, so we're used to.
Like that.
Yeah, not much
Yeah,
bigger than
pretty-
that.
pretty much.
Probably about
So
the same size.
yeah, so we're accustomed to watching each other, and I can hear when Aaron's getting ready to end something.
Right.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Well, does it 3 times.
Originally, years ago, we had the band set up as like a stage presence. But if
Yeah.
you notice how it's set up now, everybody is facing everybody.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
how
So
ours
it's
is.
and I found with this new band and adding the keyboard player that it's so much more convenient,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially with new material.
Right.
You know,
Well, and it doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't change the sound that much.
Not the
'cause
sound, yeah.
Years ago in other bands, yeah, we'd always set up just like you're going to be on stage,
Right.
Because you figured you'd get used to that sound. But every gig is different, even if it's in the same venue that you played 50 times, it can sound different every single time you're in there.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm the idiot usually behind the board, while trying to sing, while trying to play.
Well, but like
That's me.
humidity-
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
humidity and how many people are in there.
Right.
Yeah, it all.
It all varies and then
Use a different chord.
my nemesis usually is outside shows.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Outside shows for me, I'm good with them, but it's like I always go overkill and I have to cut back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, not at all, huh? I did. Brian knows.
Yeah, we did an outside show together a couple years ago, probably 3-4 years ago now.
It's yeah,
So
and I think we got rained on too at that point.
oh god.
Or did it get windy or something?
I think it got windy.
Windy,
Yeah.
and the mic in the wind coming across the mics, it was driving me nuts.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah.
yeah,
I was pulling my hair out, and mine's all back here.
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, it's outside shows are my nemesis sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yes. which will be fun because we have one coming up this coming Saturday.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Our last one
Good
was
luck.
at the Wood County
Yeah.
Fair, and I literally set the board at sound check and left it there, and it was everybody
awesome.
complimented on our sound.
Good.
It was like
Yeah,
it
well.
was the magic night. You can never set it and forget it.
right,
Yeah.
right. There's always something you have to adjust
Yeah.
a little bit, whether it be a vocal or a guitar. Now, do you direct line for like your guitar cab, or do you mic the cabs? Do you direct line
I
the
prefer
cabs?
to direct line.
You prefer
I
direct
prefer
line?
to direct line. Matter of fact, my entire bass rig is DI. It's a front of house, and I just listen through monitors. His rig, I normally just take a emulated DI off the back of the Marshall and go straight into the head. About the only thing we do acoustic is most of the drum set.
Right.
I'll still mic the kick drum.
Right. Oh, you got to.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty simple setup. I only use like a 12-channel board or whatever, 4 vocals, and if he has one of his rigs, I'll run him in stereo in 2 channels, panned hard left and right.
Okay.
But it depends on the rig that he brings with him.
All right. So like with our guitar player doesn't even have an amp. We play. He uses a guitar rig.
Oh, sure.
And then a Behringer pedal, and and that has actually made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because the way it runs through the program and runs MIDI, and then by the time I get to the board, I got all the room in the world
Nice.
and no feedback.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always
Yeah.
nice,
And then we put a little bit into the monitors and then pump it through the mains, and then I can split the signal myself with the board that I use for our live show, and it's awesome. I love
Nice.
it. No offense to guitar players with
Well, the
live
most
rigs.
important thing is you can cut the guitar players off when their solos are too long. You know, you gotta be able to hit that mute button, and we can't do that with him, unfortunately.
That's right.
He's got the stack behind him, so
Yeah.
We've got the Marshall full stack in every venue that we play.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that's as much of our stage persona as us and the G-strings.
But it never started as just. It's never been. I just want a Marshall stack behind me. Because I tried to use half stack
Right.
and double tap a few times, and I have to turn it up so loud so I can hear it, especially with the drummer we had, because he would really beat the crap out of the drums, that it'd be blasting everybody out
Right.
off stage. So with a full stack, I can have it set to where it's hardly loud at all, but I'm standing right in front of it so I can hear myself. So it's really more for the monitor part of it than anything else, but it does look cool.
Yes.
It does. It always looks cool.
It's just funny seeing his side of the stage with a full stack, and then Mike has.
No amp.
Nothing.
Direct in
We
with
should
the
get you
DI
like a
box.
blow up one or something.
And a couple cardboard boxes. And
We could do that. We can do that.
gotta be careful with the backlighting so it doesn't.
Show
I'll take it to the extreme and just do a brown cardboard box with like a hand Sharpie drawing of a speaker on the
Oh, there
front.
you go.
Yeah, like a
Misspelled
kid made
Marshall.
it. Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
This is my amp. Yeah.
But
Pulled out
it's
special.
nice to see there's other bands incorporating more of the modern technology
Yeah.
for when Marty joined our band and he didn't have an amp. I'm like, well, how the hell are you playing?
Right.
And then he showed me the rig, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can. All right. And now I'm looking into doing something like that for myself. I'm tired of lugging around my 410 Harkey.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That is the reason I went with a direct system. Is I got sick of tired of hauling an amp around.
Yeah, you got a couple of good subs on your front end,
Yeah.
and you've got good mains that can handle maybe a little bit of the mid and the high of the bass. I play a 5-string bass. And,
Same
and nice, I love it. Trying to convert everybody over to a 5-string. My next one's a 6. I'm going to step up to the next one.
I
But
can't make the jump.
Wow,
I've
why?
tried. I have a hard time playing over the high C. And I've working in the music shop. I've picked up hundreds of 6 strings, and I have yet to find one that I enjoy playing.
even the Ibanez, which has the
Even the
smallest
Ibanez.
neck on the market for
Even the
the 5 and the
Ibanez,
6 string.
yeah. I just picked up a new Ibanez fretless
Ooh.
3 days ago. Yeah, still playing around with that.
My next one, honestly, I'm going to get an upright.
Let's
Oh,
go ahead
yeah?
and kick back. They're gonna
Yeah.
start talking
Yeah,
about
that's
guitar
right.
here.
We'll see you guys in 20 minutes. We're done talking basses. And
We've got an electric upright at the store.
Really?
Yeah, man. You gotta
I
come
might
check
have
it
to
out.
stop. Yeah,
You're gonna
I
have
may
to
have to
stop
stop
by.
in.
It's trying to sell even
And
on the
this-
podcast.
I know,
Hey,
right?
you know,
Is that
but
one of
hey,
those NS ones?
if I,
I think so.
Yeah.
the
Now
thing
we'd like
is,
to
even
read
if
a
I don't
list
go,
of
somebody
items.
else who's listening may. You know,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
it. It's music related. I'm for that.
Yeah, man.
As you've seen our drummer's kit, how does yours? I mean, this is what we have to
so
lug around
different.
every show, and
It's the
So
opposite.
different. Yeah.
small.
Yeah,
I like you already, even more than.
no, I play enough gigs that I got real sick of lugging around anything more than a 4-piece, 5-piece. So So what?
So
I
you
use
run
I use a 4-piece.
more like a jazz kit, more. Or,
Still a 22-inch kick.
Okay, so
but
it's not the smaller kit.
yeah, but so it's 22, 12-inch rack, 16-inch floor tom, and then a 14-inch snare, and then I usually bring ride, hi-hat, and 2 crash cymbals.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simplistic.
I can,
Easy to lug around.
If there's no stairs and I can use my cart, I can get it all in 2 trips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's always my goal, is to not have to make a billion trips out to the car.
Yeah, with Ed's kit, it's 2 trips just for the stands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that doesn't include the rest of it that we got to lug in. But and we know you have a microphone.
I do.
So how do you help these guys?
He does. He helps me
Yeah.
stack my amp.
Yeah.
Helps haul drum gear.
Yeah, I am
Oh,
not
yeah.
Buys
one of
us
those-
beer.
I
I'm
can
not-
count on anytime I pull up to a venue, Brian's the first one at my truck ready to haul gear.
Ready to
Yeah.
haul it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same with us. We try to, like my rig, it's easy. I got a 410 cab and a head unit. I set them up. I plug in. I'm done.
For
you
the
know.
most part, I guess I don't really suffer from the LSD.
Lead senior
disease, yeah.
disease, yeah.
Um,
I've worked with a few of them over
Yeah,
the
well,
years.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been there a few times. You
Oh, we all
you do
have.
it at some point, but I figure it's part of my job to help get everything in and their own little world. Well, for me, I've seen a lot of bands that do that. It's boring.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun when I'll walk up to Zab and I'll kinda
Get
give
away
him-
from me.
Give him the yeah.
He comes up with the hardest
Most
songs
difficult
for me to
song.
play. He'll come up and go to talk to me and be like, "Go away."
I'm trying to concentrate here.
Or Mike and I'll be running around,
Oh yeah.
and then with Aaron, sometimes I'll just, go and stand by him and make a goofy face at him, or I'll take and stick my mic stand in his face. And
Oh, yeah.
I can see that
so,
happening.
yeah.
Do you ever grab a stick and
I
Play
don't know if
along?
I'm that comfortable with him yet to do that. I don't.
He knows I'll hit him.
Pretty much.
Aaron has a lot more sticks.
Drummers, you got to be careful because a lot of them, their kits are their babies.
yeah.
So
Oh, I thought he was going to say a lot of them are Neanderthals. So
They are.
Be careful.
Our drummer is 6'4" and
Wow.
looks like a walking bear.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, he's in the and I know he's going to see this and hear it later, but I don't care. We talk we say it to each other right here in the practice room. So
well, that's the fun thing is you
You
should,
know.
when you can get with a group and you can joke around and
Yep.
have fun, and because that's the main thing. Because let's face it, none of us are gonna become millionaires doing this at this point.
And still get the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still professional when we rehearse. We're still there to rehearse and get stuff done. But we can still, have a beer and shoot the shit and watch YouTube videos and all of that other stuff
Yeah.
that comes along with it.
that sounds like
Call
a-
that research. It's
Right,
Not, we're not
yeah.
watching YouTube videos.
Research.
that sounds
research.
awful familiar.
We've come up with some pretty good ideas for the future, for songs and whatnot by
I can't wait.
kicking around on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So
There's
One that
gonna
we
So,
talked
yeah.
about last week that hopefully comes true.
Oh,
You guys remember?
the comedian one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Hopefully
we're
at
gonna
a
have to
show
work on that
soon,
one.
we'll have an
Yeah.
awesome new song for
Yeah,
you guys.
a very very interactive song.
Yes.
Yes, everybody will want to get up and get involved.
And
Ah,
Yeah.
well, we've talked about the one where there'll actually be a line of 3 basses up on stage playing at the same time.
Oh yeah.
oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. 3 basses and a drum set.
That would be cool. With the, I'm
Maybe,
waiting.
we'll see.
I'm waiting to see what the comedian one is because we have one up our sleeve that we're working on. And to give you a hint, it's Dennis Leary.
Oh yeah. Well, I sent these guys a video. That's not it.
That's not the song.
But
Yeah.
No, we are. Well, as you know, I've done quite a bit of AC/DC in my time.
right.
So I don't know if that leads to anything.
I think I've got an
So,
idea.
yeah.
And, I've been around the block a few times.
I guess if you think AC/DC and think wedding
Yeah.
reception,
Very interactive.
Mix the two.
Yeah.
Yep. And that'll be fun.
so
That'll be a lot of fun.
and that'll be another thing where at
Excuse me.
first people will be giving us that what the hell look, but then they'll get into it.
Oh yeah.
It's
People
what
will
you,
come just to do it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
it'll be kind of like depending on how often you do it, it'll be a niche.
Yeah.
That kind of like thing. And we have one. It's called the Rock and Rodeo. Basically, we have a bucket that sits out, and they look like karaoke slips.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. write a song down. And in between breaks, we'll learn the song. If we already know it, cool. If not, we have 10 minutes to learn the song. But then there's a kicker. Whoever wrote the song has to come up and sing it.
That's cool.
And the first time we did it, I'm thinking, no one's going to do this. It's like, oh, wow. We're going to have to draw.
Cool.
But
Cool.
that was like our little thing,
Yeah.
just to involve
Right.
the crowd, get them up
Oh,
here.
yeah. Right.
We'll learn to play it,
Yeah.
but you got to come up and sing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool.
So that's it, and we call it the Rock and Rodeo. So where are you guys at next? We're just going to cut to the chase here. We need to let these people know where you're going to be.
Elks.
Yeah, we're playing this coming Saturday at the Napoleon Elks.
Mm.
It's the second annual Nora Bash,
Okay.
which is Napoleon's outdoor recreation area. So
Okay.
basically, you can stumble around downtown Napoleon with a plastic cup. It's going to be behind the Elks, and if you go to our Facebook page, the address is on there.
Yep. I'll make what I've been doing with all the people is I'll make links on my pages and stuff like that, and that way people can find them. Not only through regular sources, but I'm pushing it.
Nice.
That's what I want to do. And I have that one from the email that I got from you.
Okay, great.
And that'll be on tomorrow's show. I used to do updates on Sunday, but I found this is a lot more fun for
Oh,
my
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
The live show with you guys coming in. And let me thank you. I got to thank you guys for taking the time to come here and sit with me in this small little hot ass cubicle we're sitting in right now and talking to everybody about what you do. And I
Thanks for
can't
having
say
us.
thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
enough.
it's here.
And so we got the outs. What else we got?
Well,
What
as
else
we
do we
said,
have?
being a new band, it's kind of tough.
Okay.
The next thing that we have scheduled actually isn't until October
October.
12th.
Okay.
We're playing at Redneck Willie's in Weston,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
which is
Yep.
always a great time.
Yep.
The crowds there are just ridiculous about their live music.
Yeah.
Any band that goes in there, they just the people there just blow the roof off that place.
Wow. That's nice to
So-
have too.
And
That's
actually,
really nice to have too.
when we put this together, I spoke with Stephanie, the owner,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the first one to step up and say, "Whenever you guys are ready, let me know. We'll get you on the books."
See that
So-
does help.
Oh yeah.
My inside is again Papa's Tavern. I was married into the family for a while, so and that's my stepping stone for the stuff I do, my DJ work and the band now. So I know how you feel. It's hard. You got to knock on doors. You got to
Yeah.
make phone calls.
Yeah.
You got to make contacts, and I'm hoping this will help that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And especially once we get the live room set up, you guys can come in, plug and play.
Yeah.
It'll take it to that next level. And,
Oh, yeah.
so,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
anything anybody want to add?
Well, I just going back to the Elks event Saturday. They're gonna open the gates at noon. There's
Okay.
actually a cornhole tournament
Oh,
that starts at 1. We're gonna go on at 7.
okay.
We play from 7 to 10. It's a $3 cover, and all the money raised goes towards a lot of the activities and different charities that the Elks supports. So the money is going towards all of that. I'm
That's
actually
cool.
a member there, so
Ah.
that's kind of how we got into this.
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
It's a
Yeah,
good thing,
absolutely.
and that's what I like. We do a lot of benefits ourselves and events like that, and we
Yeah.
just show up and play.
Right.
Well, what we call playing. Anyway. We've been only together about a year now.
Okay.
The current
Mhm.
configuration. So we're in the. What do we play? What do we pick? And
Right.
when you did your first set, okay, let me ask you this: was it music that you combined from the groups that you were in previously,
partially.
or did you sit down and say, okay, we got to start from scratch? Let's not do anything.
Zab and
We-
I brought some tunes that we really love to play with our other band, and that
Okay.
we were really comfortable with. We could get up to snuff pretty quick. I think you brought.
We don't do anything from any of the previous bands.
Oh wow!
I
So
just,
everything for you is basically new. And
it was songs that I knew, but
But
yeah, as far as performing them,
performing,
everything was
you
new.
knew.
Yeah.
And a lot, like we said before, a lot of them, we do this, the bands that the other bands do, we cover those, but we pick different songs. that-
within that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we don't do rock and roll or Black Dog, like a lot of people do
No, we-
Zeppelin wise, and
No, we have 4 Zeppelin tunes that we do.
Going to California, I play mandolin on.
No, that's cool.
I
Yeah.
play all the guitar parts up on
On
the
the
higher
bass.
register of the bass.
Yeah. And it always goes over
Nice
real
fills
well.
it out.
We do.
I sit off
Yeah.
to the side.
Yeah, yeah.
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 He becomes a
He
fan.
gets to have a beer. But we do Cashmere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do
Dire
Ramble On.
Maker.
Ramble On's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that
Dire
one.
Maker.
Yeah.
So it's just
Good
fun.
tunes.
Try and pick songs that people will know that weren't overplayed. And
Right.
either on the radio by the original artist or from other bands. Like,
Yeah.
I guess Bon Jovi, we do Bad Medicine.
Which is
Instead of doing, you give love a bad name or whatever.
one of the more popular
Yeah.
ones off of
Right.
the album.
But that one seems to go over well,
Yeah.
usually.
Now, what is your most obscure song on the cover side?
Boll Weevil.
Boll Weevil.
Boll Weevil,
Boll
I think
Weevil.
would be.
Yeah.
Presidents of the United States.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have one friend who
Knew the song.
knew the song and knew the artist.
I had never heard the song before. Aaron
neither.
suggested.
Yeah, I mean-
How about this song? What?
I never
YouTube.
heard Bad Medicine
What is
before
it?
we started playing.
Right.
I listen to jazz and classical and world music, and CDs in my car. Well, I listen to a lot of other stuff that my kids like I don't know, Justin Bieber.
Rebecca
There's that
We're
name
back to
again.
Justin
Yeah.
Bieber.
But yeah,
It's because his kids like him.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, there were so many songs in the last band and this one that you want to do that. I was like, I got to hear it,
We have that with some of the stuff. Marty is more alternative in that type of rock, and so he brings anything that's like, well, I kind of know the song. All right, hold on, let me pull the music up. Let me see the tab.
There's a number of songs on our set list that we played through the tune, and we got to the end, and I was like, what was that?
Sweet Madam Blue, we played through one time.
We played through the
Hey,
whole
you,
thing.
you only missed a couple things. He's like, I never heard it.
It's like, I've never heard that song.
But it's cool though, in a way though. In the
Yeah.
long run, when you can just jump in and try to make it what you can
Right.
without knowing what's going on, and that's part of being a musician. It's
Yeah.
part of being in a family
Yeah.
Yeah.
as musicians,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what you guys essentially are as
Oh,
a family. And
I mean, even a lot of the covers that we do, like we do White Snake medley, and we talked about this before. If one of us couldn't make a gig, it would be impossible for
Somebody to
come
just
in.
sit in and
Oh,
cover.
yeah.
Right.
Because even the more straight ahead stuff, we just don't do it straight ahead pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
which is good for me because when I get you on the air playing music live, if we change it a little bit, I don't have to worry about infringement or copyright.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it only has to be one line or a couple of words in the entire song.
Sure.
Oh, I can make that happen easily. I usually do. So,
Just make it up on the spot.
yeah.
When IMO was here and I posted their stuff, I got a notification within 5 minutes from YouTube about all these copyright things, and it's
Wow.
like, well, I went back and listened. No, this note was not exact. This, I ain't worried about it.
Right.
And it even said if I agree with what they're, it wasn't hitting my channel, just ignore it. So I ignored it.
Well, it's funny because we play, we do Back on the Road Again from REO Speedwagon.
Great tune.
And, well, I remember the first time we played it, and I said, all right, we're going to do a song from REO Speedwagon. And everyone was kind of just a light clap because they're expecting one of the
Big,
standards. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I said, it's Back on the Road Again. And I just remember like 5 or 6 people, especially from the back of the room.
That's actually on our suggestion board. We were
Nice.
thinking about doing it. So it seems like you guys in our band have got actually a lot in common when
Yeah.
it
It
comes
sounds
to
that way.
wanting to play songs people know, but you don't hear.
A little bit
Yeah.
off the
Not
beat
quite.
They
track.
forgot they knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the good B-sides of albums and stuff like that are singles. And now I'm talking 45s, going old school, but
What's that rainbow song we do?
Oh, we do a rainbow song called Jealous Lover.
Yeah, and I didn't know it by the title, but when he played it for us, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this song.
see, I don't know that one by the title. After you guys go, I'm gonna look it up.
That's an
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah,
tune,
yeah.
and it's kind of funny because we'll announce it as a rainbow song, and if we don't, people think it's one of ours
Oh wow,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
it's one of those songs.
it's obscure.
Yeah,
Okay.
it must have been on Facebook and the video popped up or something. It's a great tune.
I will definitely
But,
look that
yeah,
up.
it's not one that people instantly know, but it's got a really good groove to it, and it's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
So
It's like one of our odd ones. I think it is. We do Phil Collins in the Air Tonight.
Oh, nice. Great tune.
And that actually happens to be, it's one of the slower ones we do, but it happens to be the most popular right now.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
Out of all the stuff we do. And it's like, all right, Phil Collins, yeah, phenomenal drummer, phenomenal vocalist.
yeah,
So the drummer plays, I sing.
Cool.
You know,
Yeah,
and
that's-
it's 3 notes in the whole song, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole song is 3 notes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a AC/DC style. You can learn it in 10 minutes. But
Right.
Awesome.
anything else you guys want to add? We got, don't have too many people in today, but and I apologize if the show's early. I try to make them early. I work 3rd shift. I got to go to work tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So,
used to,
we-
7
You,
years.
so you know what I'm, and
I did it for 5 years too. So,
it,
yeah.
that's why I try to get it in so I can then do my honey-do list and,
Oh, yeah.
Get some
spend-
rest.
spend some time with the kids, either whatever. But and I appreciate you guys again coming in early on a Sunday, you know. And I know it's hard if you guys play the night before.
Yeah.
He did.
I went to bed at 3.
You're-
So.
It's about
That's
when
why
I
if I look like I'm glazed over in the
it's
video.
about when I got to bed. It's all good. I can maybe do some editing touches. You never know. I may not. I
You
may.
can edit out that comment. Let him think he's kind of a space cadet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, guys, again, thank you for stopping in. And you keep in touch, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And videos,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
videos you do have, if you send them to my email account, glasscitypodcast@gmail.com, I'll edit them to be able to fit a format, and I'll upload them through the podcast and everything else. And when I do my weekly updates, what I want to start doing is maybe like in a corner where you kind of see me. I didn't adjust my camera, but I can have a video playing of a live performance
Yeah.
and talk about it. So that's something I want to, again, that's something I want to step up to. So whatever media you have, material, even just audio, get it to me. I'll throw it to
Yeah.
the program and we'll get it out there.
Sure will.
So gentlemen, again, introduce yourselves, say goodbye to everybody.
I'm Zab. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. I'm Mike.
I'm Aaron. See you guys later.
Brian, you want to take care?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that has been G-String Jettison here live at Glass City Podcast. And I do want to thank you all for tuning in. And those of you that are going to watch it later, make sure you crank it up good and loud because you don't want to miss a word of some of what's been going on. Trust me. Folks, have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you the next time around. I do appreciate you stopping in. And, well, this is what we do. Bye. Done.